can't see that, it says math, science, weight, and history, and there's an F in every category. These young kids that you are looking at on the screen are called fat, overweight, ugly, and much more. By seeing these children, you may notice how young they are. Look around you and put your focus towards one person. The person you're looking at has probably been called ugly, fat, not good enough, or has been insulted on one certain part of themselves. No matter your age, there are boundaries for the way you act towards people. Society today is heavily impacted by the way people are supposed to look, that no one sees the true beauty in each person anymore. Most people start their knowledge young, and that is why our world has come to how it is today. Degradation, the condition or process of degrading or being degraded. The degradation of humans has been going on as long as Earth started. Kids who are obese are 65% more likely to be bullied than peers of their normal weight. Overweight kids are 13% more likely to be bullied. Body shaming is the action or practice of humiliating someone by making mocking or critical comments about their body shape or size. Self-acceptance should not be a demeaning experience. Society today relies on looks more than anything. Ugly do not deserve jobs, and if they are too fat, their looks aren't good enough to deserve a job. As kids get older, they are surrounded by the influences that kids and people should be skinny. Well, what happens when they start to understand? What happens when they start to be called those horrific words? What happens when it's you? When I had turned 9, I had received an iPad, and after a few months of having it, I downloaded a fun social media app that goes by the name Vine. Vine was an app where you post 6-second videos, and it was a different way to express yourself. As a 9-year-old, I didn't care much of what I put out there because I didn't know what it was like to get hate or to receive hurtful messages. Until one day, I posted a video of me singing part of a song from my school play coming up. I was later that day presented with 3 comments on my video from the same person that I did not know that read, "You're fat, you suck, and kill yourself." What 9-year-old knows how to deal in this situation? Not many. I was not sure how to deal with it until I received more from other people I didn't know. For the time being, I used the ever-loving block button every time I got a new one. As I grew up, I was always judged on the way I looked. Most people know what it's like to be called fat or to be judged on their weight. When I had reached high school, I figured here and there I'd get judged. I waited for it. 2 weeks ago, to my face, I was called fat. And the way I dealt with it, I walked out of the classroom and I sat in the bathroom and cried for the entire period. I've never been skinny or had the perfect body, but as you as a person grow up and find yourself, accepting yourself begins to get easier, as for me it did. Until I had spent my most recent nights thinking I am not good enough. I will never be good enough, and I won't ever be good enough. My closest friends had reminded me that I'm beautiful despite what this boy says. They had reminded me that I am good enough, and one day someone will see it as much as they do. They were there for support and to help me get back on my feet. In this world, it is incredibly hard to go through anything difficult when you are alone. When it comes to accepting who you are and saying, "This is me and I have to realize I can't change that. This is me and I have to accept what I have been given and give it my all." It is hard to accept your weight, especially being a girl. Many boys are bullied for their weight as well, but girls are dehumanized for their bodies. They are treated like toys. They are treated as if they have no worth. This is from That's So Raven. It says, "Because in case you haven't noticed, people come in all shapes and sizes and they're all beautiful. Put that in your magazine." Social media, TV shows, movies, magazines, and society today have had the biggest impact on body weight and looks ever. We are supposed to look certain ways. Why? If people were taught from their very first day of school that you don't have to be skinny to be pretty, you don't need abs or muscles to be handsome, you just have to be you to be that. If magazines were filled with people of all body types, no one would have to feel excluded. We cannot change the past of our mistakes as people. but we can change the future. Therefore, school systems should improve their education of the human body and spend less time learning what happened in the world 4 centuries ago. Imagine having a world where being you was right, being yourself was so beautiful, no matter who or where you came from, you were perfect. The world can be like that if we help change the influences the upcoming generations will look upon. Compliment someone every day, and that person will get the happiness of feeling a confident boost, and you'll get the satisfaction of giving someone else happiness. We, as a younger generation, need to develop a bigger impact and power over the way our world should be. Weight doesn't define me, and it doesn't define you either.